What's up, YouTube? So today we are headed to the DMV over in Monroe. I'm going to meet up with a buddy of mine. He's going to take his motorcycle test today to get his endorsement. So I figured I'd meet up with him and let him use my bike. He's got a bike at the house, but he doesn't have the registration and stuff put in his name just yet. So I'm going to let him use my bike. That way it's legal and it's all ready to be done. Been ready for him to get his license for a couple of weeks now, so you know he's gonna be legal. He's been riding, but now he'll be legal, and that'll be awesome. We'll have another person to add to the crew. So I don't know how it is in other states. I know in some states like Texas, you have to have your you got to do the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course in order to actually get your license. But here in Louisiana, you do not. You can just go up there, pass a little 20 to 25 question written test, and then take the little driving part, and that's it. I took my test not long ago, and the written test is extremely easy. I was not expecting it to be so easy, but what really surprised me was the driving test, the riding test. That test was just ridiculously easy. We walked outside, and if you're interested in getting your motorcycle license and you're gonna do it in Louisiana, I don't know how all the other DMVs do it, but I definitely recommend doing it at the one in Monroe, Louisiana, because when I tell you, that lady walked outside and was like, hey, make a block. And I was like, okay. And that was it. I just literally and it wasn't even a block, it was a triangle. It was like, you pull out of the DMV, you take a left, you go down like 200 yards, you take a right, go down a couple hundred yards, take a right, go down a couple hundred yards, take a right, and then turn immediately left back into the DMV. It was just a triangle. And it was so simple. Matter of fact, when I pulled out and took my left going down to the stop sign down there, I mean, I don't even think I made it to the stop sign, and she walked back inside. She did not care at all. And whenever I walked back in after the test, I asked her, I said, hey, what would have happened if I'd have fell in the ditch down there? I mean, you wouldn't have seen me. I'd have just been laying in the ditch. And she responded with, she said, you'd have failed your test. I said, what the heck? So it was easy. I said, what would have happened if the cops would have come down there and seen me in the ditch? And she said, well, you'd have been laying in a ditch without your motorcycle license. I was like, wow, okay. So, I mean, it was cool, though. I mean, it was just really simple. If you're looking to go get your test, you know, definitely, I mean, if you're looking to go get your license, you know, definitely go check that out and go get it. It's really, really easy. And you don't know how much harder it'll be in time. You know, once you have them, as long as you continue renewing your license, you've always got them. But, you know, if you wait, the longer you wait and as more time passes by, you know, they constantly putting restrictions on things. So I mean, it could be way harder 10 years from now or 5 years from now. So if it's something you think you may want to do in the future, I definitely recommend going ahead and just getting it knocked on out. Because believe me, that is a easy test. If you're kind of worried about the written test, which I think my buddy's more worried about the written test than anything, you can do like what we did. Just go online, and I believe we typed in Louisiana. I mean, this is for Louisiana. You do it for whatever state you want to do it in, obviously. But we just typed in Louisiana. Hey, it's another biker. I just typed in Louisiana DMV motorcycle skills practice test, and the test immediately pops up. It's one of the, I think it's the first or second link or whatever. Actually, the first link for me said Texas. I don't know why in the heck it did that, but yeah, the first link after that was Louisiana, and yeah, there are some different. And yeah, there are some different laws, I think, in different states. I believe in California you can actually do lane splitting. As to where, and I think that actually might be the only state in the country that allows lane splitting. But you cannot do that in Louisiana, which I totally disagree with. I do think they should allow that just for the safety of motorcycle riders. But anyways, that's beside the point. So yeah, you can go on that website and take that test. I think it's 25 questions on the practice test, but once you actually get to the test, I believe it's only 20 questions, and you can miss only 4 on the actual test, but you can miss up to 5 on the practice test. It's not bad at all. It's really, really easy. There's one question on there. I think it said something about how do you stop at a stoplight, and obviously you just pull the right brake. But one of the answers, just to kind of give you an example of how dumb easy it is, one of the answers said stand up on your bike. Like, what? Stand up on your bike? I don't know. It was kind of stupid, but that's just, I mean, that's what they got on there. So I mean, it's really easy. Go take the practice test. I think I took 12 practice tests. It's just in order, back to back. Every time you finish one, you click the next test and you do it. And you know, I think I did 12 practice tests, and that was it. I was like, screw this, I got it. And I went on up there and I passed the flying colors. And then of course the riding test was, like I said, a little triangle. So if it's something you're interested in doing, I highly recommend going ahead and getting it done, get it knocked out, be done with it, and get out here on this road, because this road is awesome. I love riding my bike. I don't think, and you my wife can attest to this, I have not gotten off this bike since I got on it. I don't think. I've literally just been, if I could sleep on this bike, I would. And the bike's nothing special. I got a 2009 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. It's nothing special, but it's a nice bike. I mean, I love it. And honestly, I got it for a killer deal. Don't tell anybody, but I only paid $500 for it. So yeah, 500, that's right. And it runs. I mean, I did put some tires on it, and I put a new battery on it, changed out the fuel pump, which I still got an issue with the fuel pump, so I need to turn that, I need to change that back out probably. But I mean, aside from that, you know, in total, I've probably got $1,000 in the bike, and I can turn around and sell it right now for about $3 grand. So I came out on top. I would eventually like to get me a Harley, and I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The biggest reason that I want a Harley is for the sound. I love the sound. My buddy bought one, and I'm in love with this bike. It's amazing. So I do plan on eventually potentially getting one, but for now I'm completely content with this Kawasaki Vulcan. But yeah, I love riding this bike, man. I've put 2,790 miles on it since I've gotten the bike, and I've had the bike for about 2 months maybe. So I mean, that's a lot of miles for 2 months. I don't even think I've had it for 2 months. I think I've had it for 7 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So I put quite a few miles on this dang bike, and I'm still got a lot of miles left to go. So we're just gonna see how it goes. I'm looking for more people to ride, so if you end up watching this and you are in Monroe, West Monroe area, Ruston, shoot, even if you're in Shreveport, shoot me a message in the comments down below and let's link up, man. I would love to link up. But yeah, just hit me up. Let's link up and let's go ride. I got a couple of buddies that ride with us. We'll just go do a ride one day. Let's just go. Yeah, if you're looking to get your license, you live in Louisiana, I highly recommend the Monroe DMV, but of course, you know, it's more logical to probably just go to your local DMV, and then I don't imagine the test is going to be too much, if any, different. And I've heard of other people who, they rode their bikes up there. I mean, I pulled mine on the trailer because I wanted to be legal, and I don't want to mess I got a CDL, and I didn't want to mess my CDL up if I got a ticket or anything. But I know some people just ride their bikes up there to the DMV, and I've heard of them actually just telling you, hey, you rode your bike, you didn't die, you passed your test automatically, and they don't even make them do a test. You know, they just kind of tell them, hey, if you didn't die, then obviously you can ride a motorcycle, so just crank it up, let us see it runs, and you're good. You know, and if they do that, make sure you put your kickstand up, because I have been told that they will fail you if you don't put your kickstand up. So I don't know why. I guess because obviously you can't be riding, hey, trucker, Obviously you can't be riding. Thought that was Santa Claus. Sorry, I got a little distracted. But yeah, obviously you can't be riding with your kickstand down. So I guess that maybe that's why. I don't know. Had to let the old truck over. Just cut that person off. Folks, if you are on the road in a four-wheeler, please pay attention. Please pay attention. Don't text and drive. Please pay attention. Because we out here dying every day because of idiot things like that. Idiot mistakes. Now, of course, that was a little bit different. I was way behind him. I mean, it's not like him getting over and even him hitting that car would have really affected me. I mean, it would have slowed me down, probably ruined my day a little bit. May have seen somebody die, I don't know. But, you know, had that been me in the place of that car, he could have hit me and that would have been tragic. Or at least for everybody that knows me and that loves me, because, I mean, I probably wouldn't have felt much. I'd probably just went to heaven, you know, but, or at least, hope I go to heaven. Anyways. Yeah, anyways. I know I've said it already a couple of times, but I'm just going to say it again. I highly recommend going to get your motorcycle license. Highly recommend getting a motorcycle and just go ride. You know, I'm 27 and I'm kicking myself every day because I wish I would have just went and gotten me a motorcycle 10 years ago. I wish I had 10 more years worth of experience in riding this bike by now. But at the same time, I'm also completely okay with not having went and got my motorcycle 10 years ago, for the simple fact that I was a lot less, what's the word I'm thinking, aware of the drivers around me. I just recently went and got my CDL last year, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think every motorcyclist should have a CDL, just for the simple fact that, you know, I learned so much going through and getting my license. I took a 3-week course. I went out on the road with a trainer for 6 weeks, and I learned so much more than I thought I knew before getting my CDL. And I would have considered myself a pretty professional driver beforehand, honestly. I mean, yeah, I kind of did some stupid stuff and whatnot as far as speeding and whatnot, but you know, I was very, very aware, or so I thought, but I was nowhere near as aware as what I actually should have been, if that makes any sense. So, you know, going to get your CDL is also a huge help. It kind of opens your eyes to the drivers around you, especially if you're actually riding on the roads every day for a living, which is what I do. You know, you see a lot on these roads, and it makes a huge difference. And the decisions that I make on my motorcycle, even it makes a huge difference on what I do, and you know, the decisions that I tend to make on here. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I think it's worth doing, getting your CDL before your motorcycle's license, because at the end of the day, you get your CDL, and guess what, if somebody hits you in that truck, unless it's another truck going at you head on full speed with 80,000 pounds on their back and you got, you know, loaded down, unless that's the case, if, I mean, a normal car hits that truck right there, guess what? That truck wins. If I hit that truck, there's not even a chance. I'm done. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? So, and that's why I say getting in the CDL and maybe hopping in a truck, it'll kind of let you open your eyes to seeing what happens on these roads and kind of paying more attention to these drivers around you and whatnot. Highly recommend it. But even if you don't go get your CDL, I know I just kind of got off on a whole other topic there, but even if you don't go get your CDL, I still recommend go get your motorcycle license. Just be cautious. Find you a few motovloggers and figure out what the heck they do when they ride. Like, pay attention to the decisions they make. Even small things. If you don't, like, if they don't say anything about what they're doing, just pay attention. Like, look and see, okay, well, they made a turn right here. Why did they make that turn? Was it so that they could, you know, get away from some traffic? What was the situation there? You know, there's all kinds of different things you can learn just off of watching people on YouTube. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I recommend, there's 2 guys that I recommend big time. And really 3. There's 3. But 2 I highly recommend. Only because I've watched more of their videos than anybody else's. Number 1 that I recommend is going to be Blockhead. If you are able to get on there and just check some of his videos, he's got some, especially if you're looking to get into riding. He's the one that taught me how to ride. I watched his videos, and he's the one that literally, like, I learned how to ride because of his videos. But get on there and type in how to ride and Blockhead, and oh wow, he's got 3 or 4 videos on there for sure. I know he's got some more, but 3 or 4 that I watched. It was like a 3-part series, and then there was like a riding in the city, highways tips or something. Watch all of those videos. I mean, yeah, it's going to take you an hour and a half, but that's an hour and a half that could potentially save your life, because he goes over some awesome material in those videos. He literally shows you how to ride, going from never riding before in my life to hopping on this bike. I bought the bike and just hopped on it, and I was able to ride it. I mean, I've, knock on wood, no wood, I'll find some later, but you know, I've not laid this bike down once. So I mean, and of course, you know, if something happens, it's just completely unstoppable, like just completely random. You can't really stop that. But as far as my own, and I haven't had that happen to me either yet, luckily, you know. But as far as my own experience, I mean, his videos is what helped me. So I definitely highly recommend Blockhead. I love that dude, man. I've probably watched every one of his 700 plus videos in the last 2 months. I mean, I have loved those videos. They're awesome, and he's a huge inspiration as to why I'm deciding to jump in and do this myself. Not because I feel like I'll help anybody, but I just feel like it's kind of cool to document, you know, what's going on in your life. I think it's really cool that I can hop on this bike and just kind of come out here and talk about something completely random. And, you know, maybe you listen, maybe you don't, but it's something that I can go back on one day, or my son can go back on one day and, you know, if nothing else, and kind of pay attention to. So I think that's really cool. So another one that I would recommend highly is DanDanTheFireman. Sure, if you've looked anything up on YouTube about motorcycles, you've more than likely seen his, ooh, that hurt, rock hit me in the leg. You've probably more than likely seen his videos. His videos are great. They're very educational. He's a pretty funny dude. And he's just a cool guy. I mean, I think he was, I don't know if it was fireman or EMS or what exactly, but he's, you know, he did one of those 2 careers for like, I think 8 or 18 years, something like that. So he's got a lot of knowledge, first-hand experience, and he goes through and tells you all kind of really cool information of what you should do if this happens, or what you should do if that happens, and all kind of stuff like that. And it's very, very educational. Highly recommend those videos. And if you're scared of getting on a motorcycle just simply because of the fact that you think that they're so dangerous, yes, they are 100% dangerous. But I'm going to be honest with you, kind of watching his videos, I've learned that I would venture, and I could be completely off on this, but I would venture to say at least probably 75 to 80% of the motorcycle accidents that happen are riders' faults, not other drivers. I mean, other drivers have something to do with it, obviously. Like, there's other drivers who are complete idiots, but I would seriously venture to say that most accidents, 70 to 75%, I would say, is rider error. Because even when other drivers screw up and make a mistake and you hit them or whatever, most of the time it's because the riders on the bikes are the ones that are following too close, or they're going 45 miles over the speed limit, or they're looking over here at the trees when we should be looking here at the road. You know, it's things like that. I mean, it's almost always that situation. So yes, they are dangerous, 100%. Yeah, most of these accidents are the rider's fault. So if you are planning on getting out here and getting on a bike and, you know, running around on it, just be careful, be cautious, you know, be very vigilant. I think that's a great way to put it, and that's something, if you go check out Blockhead, that's something he says in every one of his videos, and I 100% support that. And, you know, be vigilant, because you know, you need to be, otherwise you're gonna not do so hot on these things. So the third person that I would highly recommend, though, would be HerTwoWheels. She's a female motovlogger. And she's awesome. I absolutely love her videos. I've watched a lot of them. So yeah, I've kind of watched quite a few of her videos, and they are very good. I really appreciate what she stands for. Like, what I mean by that is she is a huge advocate for getting out and riding. Just get out and have some fun and just live your life and enjoy the bike, you know, and go at your own pace. Don't try to go to other people's paces, because that's how people end up getting hurt. People can try and push you, and people can try to help you and whatnot, and that's nothing wrong with that by any means, but go at your own pace. Don't try to impress other people around you, because that's how people get hurt. That's how people end up with scars, road rash. That's how people end up on in the hospital. So yeah, just go at your own pace. Check out some HerTwoWheels. She gives some really good advice in some of her videos. She's very inspirational. I love her stuff. So overall, get your license, watch some YouTube, do as much research as you possibly can, because no knowledge is bad knowledge, right? Isn't that a thing? And get out here and ride, man. Get this wind hitting you in your chest, unless you got a big freaking wind visor like myself. But get out here in this wind and feel what it feels like, and you know, it's the best, man. It really is. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it, and I'm looking forward to riding plenty of more miles. Anyways, I guess that's gonna do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Feel free to hit that subscribe button. Ring my little ding-a-ling down at the bottom. Keep updated on future videos, and we'll hope to see you next time. Until then, peace.